Guys, after doing an intense study on the end times and the coming of our Lord Jesus, without reasonable doubt, I've come to the conviction that Jesus is actually coming soon. And when I mean soon, I'm talking about in this generation and worst case scenario, the next generation. Jesus said the end of the age is going to be like in the days of Noah. And we are going to use the days of Noah and the coming of Jesus and put them in parallel. In the days of Noah, God rained judgment on the earth. And he rained judgment of the earth on the earth because human had given devils authority to bring the kingdom of darkness upon the face of the earth. And that was why there was so much wickedness. Remember, the sons of God slept with the daughters of men, and they bore the Nephilims, and these were the men of old, the mighty men of renown. These were kings, they had special powers, and they corrupted the human race. So because of that wickedness, God decided to rain judgment upon the face of the earth. He had already judged the angels that did that. He put them in hell and they're in chains at the moment. And he now decided to judge the earth, and he judged the earth with a flood. And every corrupted human was killed in that flood. But Noah found great favor in the sight of God, and Noah built an ark. And the ark and the flood was not supposed to. It was not going to prevail against the ark, because the ark was the safety point for Noah, who was being preserved. Now, in the same light, judgment is coming upon the face of the earth, and that judgment is what we call the tribulation. If you study the book of Daniel, if you study the book of Revelations, and if you study the words of Jesus, you know that the tribulation is coming. And that tribulation, the suffering that is going to be there, it's something that the earth has never seen before. It's even said you will wish you were never even born than to even suffer that tribulation. And that's the judgment God is going to hit upon the face of this earth again, the last one, for the wickedness that men had done upon the face of the earth, because they've done the same thing that the people of Noah did. They have liaised with demons to bring the kingdom of darkness to reign upon the earth. And that is illegal, because the earth is the Lord's and his fullness thereof. So humans are going to pay for that. But there is an ark. Jesus found favor in the sight of God, and Jesus built an ark, which is called the church. And Jesus said that the gates of hell will not prevail against the church. The judgment that is coming is not going to prevail against the church, because Jesus is going to come and take his church before the tribulation starts. And this is totally biblical. The rapture is going to happen before the tribulation. And the question is, just like Noah was telling them judgment is coming, and Noah used 100 to 120 years to build that ark. In day 10, he would tell them judgment is coming. They would think, they were like, okay, yeah, judgment is coming. Day 50, they were like, which kind of judgment is this one? What kind of judgment are we waiting for? 50 years, he's still building the ark. Someone that would have been given birth to on the day he started the ark would have been 50 years old. This guy is saying judgment is coming. 70 years, judgment is still coming. What kind of judgment is this? Until the judgment finally hits. And in the same way, Jesus is coming soon, Jesus is coming soon. When I was like in my since 1980s or 1990s, Jesus had been coming. And I think it was one time in 2000, the Millennium Times, and they were like, Jesus is going to come in year 2000. Even this year, they said Jesus is going to come in September. Jesus is coming, but we are still living. And things are still happening. Our life is still going on. Just like in the days of Noah. But when you look at the calculations from Daniel and from Revelations and from the words of Jesus, calculated from the Genesis to Adam to Noah, you really find out that we are living on borrowed time. And Jesus is going, I believe in my heart that Jesus is going to likely come in this our generation or the next. because the timetable, it's like we are in the end, as in this is the time and this is the season. Just like when Jesus used the parable of the fig tree when he was talking about the end times, this is summer. He said when the leaves are started sprouting, you know that summer is near. This is the season. So are you going to be in that ark? Don't be fooled like the people in the days of Noah. This is a serious issue. When you have families, prepare your family for the coming of Jesus, because judgment is coming upon the face of this earth for all this wickedness you've been seeing. For all this wickedness. The other time they assassinated a soldier of Christ in America, Charles. That's wickedness. And judgment is coming upon the face of the earth. The whole trans system, the whole man, judgment is coming upon the face of the earth. But the church is going to be saved because the church is an ark. Jesus built that ark, and he said the gates of hell will not prevail. The judgment that's coming is not going to prevail, because it's coming to take us, and we're going to be saved from it. So get into the church of Christ. Be found doing your job on a daily basis. On a daily basis, be thinking about the things that Jesus has told you to do for his church, because the ark is available. Why don't you step in? Prepare your family. Bring your family into the ark of the church of Christ, so that you escape the coming judgment. Because it's better you're not going to be born than for you to face that judgment. It's not the one of water or flood. God has promised he's not going to destroy the earth with flood or water again. But what is coming? Go and read Revelations, my guys. Man, go and read Revelations. The time is near, man. The time is near. Jesus is coming soon. Get prepared. Get prepared. Do your job. Nothing matters more. Do your job. And let's go with the first flight. Thank you very much. This is Anthony Noon in simple words.